First of all, I love seeing you again.
Hi. Hi, old friend.
Hi, old buddy, old pal. I was just watching a clip of you and I on TRL, and like,
oh my God,
almost 20 years ago.
I know.
And you know, you were like, I love Four Non-Blondes, I love Janis Joplin. I'm passionate about things. I hate the injustices of life. I write my own stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, this could have been yesterday.
Yeah, and then nothing's changed.
Nothing's
Except
changed
now
with
I'm
you.
just the bad cop in my house, and I'm a mom. That's all that's changed.
We'll get to motherhood and music, but let's go back for a quick second.
Okay.
Take me back to those times when I first met you. I feel like I received you at MTV at a
You
time
were,
of pop artist.
Honestly, you felt like my first, like, friend. Like, you were the person I saw the most. It was fun. I was wild, man. I look at those outfits and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I have a stylist. I was wild. I was young. I didn't care about anything. I was just out there.
And musically, when you came on the scene, I mean, there was such a, you know, it was Christina, there was Limp Bizkit, there was Eminem, there was,
yeah.
And you know, where did you think you fit, or where were you at musically?
I've never fit into anywhere. I just kind of like everything. My first cassette tape I bought was, yes, I said cassette tape, was Mary J. Blige. My first vinyl was Mamas and the Papas. And my first crush was John Bon Jovi, and I sang opera. So I've always been just a mystery bag. So I didn't know, but it was a really fun time to come out because it was sort of, I slid in at the end of actual record deals and artist development and time to find yourself and a real record company that felt like a family that would rise and fall with you. So it was cool. It was a good time to start.
And is there a time now that you look back and you go, man, like I was a real trailblazer, and it's really true if you look back between the sort of, you know, anthem, women empowerment, you know, what we've seen from Gaga and Katy Perry and all these people who've come later. I mean, you're really the first to do that.
Well, I was the first in that sort of decade. But before that, it's Blondie and Linda and Madonna and so many other women. Bette Midler was a trailblazer. I mean, there's Joan Jett. So I was just probably at that time a breath of fresh air because I was so rough around the edges. And I wasn't tethered to the earth at all. I was just like a helium balloon with a hole in it. So, yeah, I mean, I sort of took a machete and purposefully took my own path. I did that on purpose, but there was a lot of great stuff going on then. There's a lot of great stuff going on now. So it's fun to still be a part of it. Because it's been 20 years. So every couple of years they're like, oh, this girl's going to come in and take you out. Like, you're going to be done. I'm like, first of all, that's not how it works. This is the music business. Everybody can win at the same time. And good for her. That's great. That's wonderful. So it's been an interesting journey.
You have your 8th studio record coming out, Hurts to Be Human. Tell me about it.
I've asked a lot of people in my time to collaborate with me, and I get a lot of no's. And this time
what,
I
you
got
had Eminem on the last record. That's a hard yes.
That was a hard yes. That was great. Nate Roos was a good one, but I asked Mary J. Blige, flat out turn me down. Just, you know, I'm good with no.
I see so much Mary J. in you too. It's amazing. Nobody performs like Mary J.
Yeah, this time I got all green lights. So I got to sing with Chris Stapleton, which is will be one of the greatest honors of my life. I got to try writing songs with Billy Joel. I got to work with Dan Reynolds again from Imagine Dragons and Ryan Tedder and do a collaboration with Khalid and Rabel and Cash Cash. And it's so all over the place, and and there's songs that I can't listen to without crying. And I'm stoked on it. It came together without me knowing that I was making an album because I never stopped writing. I went on tour, put out an album, I went on tour. I went on tour. And then all of a sudden I was like, maybe I should put out an EP because I have these songs that I think are great. I was like, no, I have 20 songs. I need to put out an album.
How do you tour Beautiful Trauma and go around and then have all this new stuff inside of you?
And be waiting to play it? Yeah. Now we're slowly introducing songs into the set.
I mean, you're on tour right now. You played here in LA last night, and you're going up Northern California probably tonight or tomorrow.
Yep.
Where are you with that tour? Are you sort of waiting for it to end?
No. We're on our second leg of the U.S., and then we go to Europe for the summer stadiums, and that's so much fun. It's just each leg is like a different animal. So, no, we're not done. Then we're going to do Rock in Rio in the fall for the first time.
Describe for people at home who've never seen a Pink show. I know.
It's really fun.
You do so much. How physical is it? Describe the different things.
It's the most physical thing I think you could do outside of being a full-blown athlete. I have the best of the best on stage with me. I'm very lucky. I've had
But I mean, you're
years
swinging in the rafters.
of putting together tours, and I swing, I fly. And people kind of get down on me for that, but it's so, in a concert experience, it's so much fun. And I'm having fun, and there's no way that if you're at my show, you're not going to have fun. Although, if there's 10,000 people in an arena, I can pick out the one kid that had to drive his sister, no matter where he's sitting.
Why? What is it about him?
It's like a magnet.
You can see
find
faces?
the one person that's not having.
And how does that
a good
make
time.
you feel?
One kid I kind of heckled the entire time. I would keep coming back to him and be like, "Don't smile. Don't smile.
Don't do it.
I'm coming back here."
You're
in
such a
song."
mom. That is such a mom thing to do. Don't do it. Don't smile. How has being a mom changed you, I guess, as an artist? I mean, you've always written your own stuff, and as far as your motivation to put pen to paper, are you thinking more consciously about now, these are songs they're going to hear? Are you writing to them through your music, or is it still for yourself?
It's very narcissistic. I am completely changed since being a mom. I'm much more open. I'm much more accepting of myself. I'm much more thoughtful. I plan more. I have to figure out the balance, and I think about the world more and what we're leaving for these kids and the direction we're headed in. And so I guess it changes your music, but I'm not writing songs to my children. I'm not, because I feel like the best ones have already been written. Between the Beatles and the Dixie Chicks, no one ever needs to write another love song to their children again.
And do you see your musicality? I know you sang your whole life. I mean, you sang since as long as you can remember. And I know your daughter sings, and I read that like she was sang to her kindergarten teacher, and she told her to stop singing. I mean, what do you see in your kids?
Willow is interesting. She can sing, but she doesn't faze her at all. She wants to be an American Ninja Warrior.
The warped wall's high.
It's high, but she can do it. I know she can pull it.
Can. How about Jameson?
Jameson's a loose screw. He's a ham sandwich. He's in love with two of my dancers.
Okay.
He's 2.
Okay. Love sees no age.
It's true. My daughter had a crush on my physical therapist on tour since she was 2, and now my son has a crush on his fiance. And they're both on my tour.
It's incestuous.
So our family has been trying to break up their family for 9 years.
This is what happens on the Pink tour. The kids, they're out on the road with you?
Oh yeah, everybody brings their kids out.
How do you
it's
do
like
that?
Romper room. I don't know. It's fun. I like noise. My band got together and got Willow a drum set for Christmas, thinking that it would piss me off, but I like noise. It's fun. You know what? It's fun for everybody, even the younger people that are out on tour with us, because the kids bring a levity to the situation that wouldn't otherwise exist. They make everything fun. They bring so much joy. They're entertainment. They're thoughtful. Willow does fundraisers. It's rad.
And how's Carrie doing? How's your husband? I mean,
he's great.
He's good cop, you're bad cop.
He's good cop until he gets on social media.
And what happens there?
He just likes to poke the bear.
I thought you were the one that poked the bear on social media.
No, I bite back once
it.
I'm poked.
How do you describe your relationship on social media? What would you say?
Love, hate.
Love, hate?
A place where love totally exists and where so many good things have happened, but also...
Do you regret sharing family stuff?
Never.
Kind of being personal, showing pictures of the kids, this and that, just to receive the criticism?
After the latest criticisms, I'm so tired of it. People are just getting nastier and nastier. I think I'll probably take a break from... I think I will stop sharing my children as much as I do.
Right. Why? What do you think that is about society? I noticed that myself, that it seems like it's trending in the wrong direction as far as just
I think it's
vitriol.
getting a little nastier.
Yeah.
I think people have forgotten their manners.
But I know an injustice is your kryptonite.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel the need? Sometimes I think it's funny just to kill people with kindness. Then I'll go and I'll read their Instagram page and I'm like, I have a daughter, your daughter's age. You play golf, I play golf. I enjoy martini on a sunset too. Like, you and I would be friends. You know, like...
Never, I've never done that.
Never try to kill them with kindness.
The closest I've ever come to that is if I'm in a grocery store and someone cuts me off, I go, "You turkey." And it just flips them out because they expect me to just be super pissed.
Right.
And maybe they were going for that. And I just
That's
go,
your middle finger?
You turkey.
You bad guy.
And this weird smile. Yeah, that's as close as I've come to kindness.
So the new record will come out, and then how does this coincide with the tour? I mean, you'll do, because you have
Well, unfortunately, my tours are
This
3
seems
years long.
Right.
This is the fastest.
This is a product of being too popular.
This is the fastest I've ever put out. I've ever been ready to put out another album. So even though it's still this summer considered the Beautiful Trauma Tour, the next tour that I do after this summer will be a whole new monster cluster.
Walk Me Home, one of the singles from the new album, is like an immediate hit. Like, it's an immediate feel good. You know, the director from The Greatest Showman, the film, directed
Michael
the video.
Gracie, yep.
How did that come to be?
Because I'm lucky. I love The Greatest Showman. It's Willow's favorite movie. It has become my favorite movie. We've seen it 1,000 times, and then they redid the album. All the songs are our favorites. Willow and I got to sing the songs, which was amazing. And then it came around time to do the video, and I was like, well, Michael Gracie, we need that. I want some of that magic.
Right.
And it was nothing, it was much more grown up and artful than things that I've done. So I was all about it. I love it.
A lot of dancing in that. A lot of dancing in your life.
I know.
In your husband. A lot of physicality.
He doesn't dance.
No, but I mean just the physical stuff. You guys are a dangerous couple.
When he's drunk, he dances. You don't want
I don't want to see that
Some
either.
things you can't unsee.
No, I don't want to see that ever.
You don't.
No. Where is he anyway?
Kind of starts out, when this happens, when you see this, then it's time to go.
No. This check. Carrie, get the kids. We're out of here. Tour's over. How have you been able to sustain such a high level of physicality? I mean, you are the greatest showman.
Thanks.
You really are.
I'm the greatest showman.
You are the greatest showman.
One of them.
Do you feel that way?
I'm very proud. I'm very proud. I am very good at what I do, and that is what I do. I am a performer, and I love it, and I keep wanting to top myself and push it, and I'm so proud of our group, my dancers, my band, lighting, crew, riggers, our entire everybody is the best of the best.
You don't toot your own horn via social media like most pop stars or celebrities do these days. That's a branding opportunity. You're not out there. I think you're like the most underrated, maybe artist in music history, almost. I mean, your show, for people who have never, it's beyond anything they've ever seen before.
I appreciate that.
Do you ever feel that way? Like I've never asked a buddy of mine to do an interview. Like, I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
Like, my late night show on NBC probably would have been like 1,000 times better if I had the balls to like call all my friends.
People, yeah.
Like, I don't do that. Like, I just don't care enough, maybe. You know, like, I live my life based on a set of standards. Mm-hmm. And I almost feel like you're similar because you've been off the radar when you want to be. You just do you.
I do.
And the world fluctuates around you, and it catches up to you, and then it goes away from you, and it catches up to you.
Yeah. I put my head down, and I just do what I do, and what I do is really cool. It's fun. It's fun. I'll be 7 o'clock at night. I'll be sitting in the makeup chair going, I am so exhausted. My soul hurts. And then by song 2, I'm like, I've never been this happy. And then I forget. And at that moment is when my manager comes in and says, I've got more dates for you. Never at 7. Always at 9:05.
You know what that needs? You need a set list change. Put song 2 to song 10. Man, that's unbelievable. Yeah, you're a really... I went and saw Imagine Dragons because my son,
fun to watch.
my 10-year-old, dragged me to MSG to see Imagine Dragons. I was so blown away by the show. You know,
they are
people like
so
us.
good
I'm so
live.
jaded. Like, I've seen so many shows live, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go. But our kids bring us back into the fray, and I went and I saw Dan and Imagine Dragons, and I was like blown away by that show.
Yeah,
and your
I
show.
saw him play in Mammoth at a New Year's party like 10 years ago on this stage, probably as big as where we're sitting, and he had a big drum, and that was it in the band. And I was like, I don't know who this is, but they're amazing, and I love them for life.
I feel like that's how when people see you, that's what happens. Do you ever think about all the shows you do, all the arenas, all those new faces?
I think you have to see me live to understand
Your
me.
show's incredible.
I think no one will ever understand me unless you see my show. Yeah, it's fun. It's like group therapy, but it's like a revival. It's fun.
You seem so happy. Do you feel like you ever need a break?
I have breaks in the form of cuddles. I get the best cuddles. I might be the most cuddled person I know.
I think people might find that interesting, that you're the cuddly type.
I'm a cuddler.
You're a cuddler.
Yeah.
That's really telling.
I'm a cuddler.
But only with Willow and Jameson.
No,
and
anybody.
For 20 minutes.
Literally
Really?
perfect strangers.
Oh my gosh.
If you
this
want to
is
cuddle,
weird. Yeah.
I'm in. In fact, my next tattoo is going to say I'm in.
This is going to change your meet and greets drastically.
Oh no, people that
Are
know
you
me
a hugger?
know that.
Do you mind when
I'm
people
a hugger.
What about people on the street? How do they react
If
to you?
they don't smell bad, I'm in.
You just
I'm
go
in.
right there.
Yeah.
Why? After this many years, you don't have to be anymore. Do you know your contemporaries are jaded?
No, but
You don't-
who wants to be jaded? Life's fun.
Who are you? How have you done it? It's unbelievable.
I don't know. You're cute.
I love it. What music do you listen to? Is it still
Billie
the old
Eilish,
stuff?
I'm super
Billie-
into. Rabel.
Why is it important to kind of keep up with where music's at currently?
I don't know if it's important to keep up because I'm still looping Bob Marley and Lauryn Hill, but there's some cool stuff, and I don't think you should close your mind to it just because it makes you feel old.
You still like music that enough to you want to kind
Yeah,
of keep
I
up
love
with where
it.
it's at.
I love it.
You recently got a star right near here from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. What was that like?
It was surreal. I brought my whole family. My mom always calls me and says, "Why didn't you tell me you were on Ellen? Why didn't you tell me you did this? Why didn't you tell me you lost another Grammy?" And I'm like, because
I have a website that'll tell you that.
I'm gonna go. But they all wanted to come. They all were like, "Are you kidding me? You got a star!" So everyone came out. We had a big party afterwards. It was terribly embarrassing and really sweet.
And if people walk by your star in Hollywood Walk of Fame, they come here and visit, and they stop for a second and they see Pink, what do you want them to think about you as they're sort of reminiscing about you as an artist?
I just want them to walk by and go, there's a badass right there. Or, I remember that song that helped me. That's it.
You have a lot of people, I'm sure, that your music has helped. Do they reach out to you?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's the great side of Twitter and Instagram. There have been so many connections.
Give me one example.
I mean, every day. I saw your show last night. I cried the entire time. There's 3 generations of us that came together, and this song saved my life. Or knowing that you went through that too, it gets graphic. It's real. It's very authentic. No one BS's me. It's always straight to the punch. And also, there's things that happen like I'll be on Twitter looking at my mentions while I'm doing vocal warm-ups every night to try and get into the present, like, because people do pictures and selfies out in the stands, and I get to see who's there that night. And if there's someone celebrating an anniversary, I'll write their name on my hand and be like, "Happy anniversary," blah, blah, blah. And then one night, I read this mom said, "Hey, I know you won't see this, but I'm here with my son Calvin, who's 9. He has Down syndrome. We'll be in the wheelchair section. He just beat cancer, and this is our celebration." And I'm just thinking to myself, here's a woman with a son who already has challenges, who then had to go through cancer, and now she's at my concert because this is going to make him happy. And I do that 360 flying thing. And I stop. My first stop is at the wheelchair section. And so I don't know if I'm going to see him or not. But right before I take off, I go, "I'm coming for you, Calvin."
No way.
And I go, and I land.
You actually scream that.
I did. And I land over the wheelchair section, and I look down, and there's this woman going. And Calvin's going, "Hi!" And I'm literally crying, and Calvin's waving, and the mom's just like, her mind is just exploded in her face. And then I got to meet them the next tour. I saw again on my mentions that night at the same stadium, or same arena,
Yeah.
"Hi, we're back." And I went outside of the dressing room. I said, "Find Calvin. You have to find Calvin." So everybody went out, got the grandmom, Calvin, the mom. They came in. I hugged mom for like 5 minutes. Calvin got to meet Jameson, and they had this incredible, Calvin's 15 now. We
Right.
gave him swag. That's the good side.
That's the stuff you love.
That's what I love about social media.
When you're in your makeup chair and you're tired, it may not take song 2 to get you excited. It's moments
It's
like that.
It's knowing that
and
someone
songwriting,
is there.
all of that.
Or that you'll see a sign that says, "I skipped chemo for this." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "You stupid idiot. Go back to chemo."
Right.
But thank you.
I think people don't think that huge stars like yourself take in the minutia of daily life for regular people. you're just a stop. You're in these big, you're at Staples Center. That you would have no way to know anybody's individual story there, more or less care about it.
But you do with those ways, those avenues now, with your phone in your pocket, you can find out if you care enough. And that's the only thing that sustains me after all this time.
That drives you.
That's why you want to do it. That's what makes your life meaningful.
Right.
And then you can show that to your kids and be like, hey, Willow, look what we did today. And she's like, well, I raised enough money to rescue a sloth in Costa Rica. And I'm like, that's amazing. Let's do this. She now
that's her
rescued
Calvin.
a sloth named Beyonce.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool. That's
her
so
Calvin.
cool.
And another one called Aretha.
I feel like there's been a lot of discussion about mental health lately, a lot of discussion about suicide, depression. I've been very forthcoming on our show about sort of my own mental health journey. And I think it's a great thing. People not afraid to have those conversations. You've always been a proponent of, hey, man, let your flag fly,
Totally.
Be who you are.
Yep.
What are your thoughts kind of on the current state of where you feel young people are out there really struggling, and they've been struggling silently?
Yeah, I think I'm hopeful that the taboo of it is all going away because more and more people are talking about it. I think talking about it is the most important thing. And I know that anxiety is like the number one thing that kids now are going through.
Yeah.
Like for us, for my generation, I feel like it was depression and suicide. And suicide is super prevalent still, but now it's like it comes from a place of anxiety.
Yeah.
And I get that. I fully understand that. And I've been depressed. I have anxiety. I overthink everything. But what I do is I keep the right people around me and I go to therapy. And Carrie and I have been in couples counseling almost our entire 17 years that we've been together.
Why has that been important?
The only reason we're still together. Because he speaks Polish, I speak Italian, and she speaks both. Like, we don't speak the same language. We cannot, both of our families we come from broken families. And we had no model of how are we supposed to keep this family together and live this crazy life. And there's no model, there's no book that says, here's how to do this. So we go to counseling and it works.
Who told you, it gave you the
works.
courage to know that would be okay to do? And also talk
My
about
best friend, Laura, she was my assistant for 5 years and she was going to quit. And my thing at that point was, I was like 22 at the time. My thing was, well, you can quit, but I can't. So we're not going to be friends anymore because I'm just going to move on. If you quit me, then you quit me. She was like, no, you're my best friend. She also happens to be gay, so she gets like relationships in a deeper way. And she's like, we're going to couples counseling. I was like, we're not going to couples counseling. We're not going to couples. She was like, we're going to couples counseling. So we went to couples counseling.
You did?
Yeah. It was my first counseling session since I was 14, and my mom threw me onto that couch.
Was your gay best friend assistant?
Yeah. We went to couples counseling, and she's the godmother of my babies, and I'm the godmother of hers.
And so with your
She's still
husband,
my best
it's
friend.
just a page out of that?
Same therapist.
Wow.
She's incredible. I'll give you her name.
I can
if
use
anybody
it.
needs her. She's incredible. And, I recommend it to everybody. I recommend therapy or journaling or write like songs for me. I've exercised so many demons from just putting it to paper. Yeah.
Let me go back to the new record for a second. The Chris Stapleton song, Love Me Anyway. I love Chris.
Yeah, me too.
And I love the fact that you could get anybody on a record. And I love your, the Eminem on the last record, Chris Stapleton on this record. Tell me about the song.
So I wrote the song in Nashville, and I am a hard person to be in a relationship with. I have a really high bar for myself and a really high bar for others, and that makes it very difficult to love me. And so that's where that song comes from. If I'm all of these things, are you still going to be able to love me? Are you going to be able to handle this? Are you going to stay? Are you going to be with me? I'm impossible. Can you love me through all of that? All of my mistakes. And so
Are you
that's
asking
where
me? Because I can.
Yes. Can you?
I can. I'm sorry, you sucked me in.
Thank you.
Yes, I can. I will. I do.
You might want to take that back. That's all I'm saying, but no. And then I thought that, who sings, I Hope You Dance? Leanne Womack.
Yeah.
Leanne Womack has this song, I Hope You Dance, that I dedicate to my daughter, and we sing it on the way to school every day. And there's this guy that comes in the end and just starts singing. And it kind of makes the song, it it's what makes the song dive deep into your heart and break it into a million pieces.
Right.
And I thought, well, who's my guy? I need my guy. My guy is Chris Stapleton. It's the only record I put on when I'm home. So I was like, hey, Chris, I met you at the Country Music Awards. Will you sing with me? He's like, sure, man. I'm like, you're the best.
He is the best.
And also, the thing I like about that, I am a classic oversinger. I tend to just scream a lot, especially by the end of a song. You go 2:30 into any song I do, and I'm screaming. And for this one, the thing I love about it is I don't scream at all. I'm here the whole time. I'm like just the foundation for him to just to shine.
That's beautiful.
And he shines.
I love you. It was good seeing you again.
You too. Thank you.
And thank you. Congrats on an incredible career. Really incredible.
Thank you.
We should start promoting
you
yourself.
You as
well. It's about you. It's about you. Seriously, can I have that therapist number?
Yes. She's great.
You're the best, dude.